from £10 to £15 million. This is Johnny Chi. This is the New Chinese. Welcome to the fourth episode of New Chinese. In this episode, we are in Newcastle, northeast England, to meet an entrepreneur who first came to the UK to broaden his horizons, but ended up settling down here and building up his own business. Join me as I introduce you to Johnny Chi.
I came into the UK in 2001 doing my master's degree in International Business Administration at Northumbria University in Newcastle. My family gave me all their savings to come here. After the tuition fees, I only have £2,000 in my pocket. In the first 3 months, I give myself a budget is £10 a week.
With a minimal weekly allowance upon his arrival in the UK, working part-time in a restaurant seems to be an obvious choice for Johnny.
The restaurant became a good choice because when you work in a restaurant, you can have food to eat, so you don't worry about that. When I work in the restaurant, I'm working very hard. By myself, I can do 3 people's job. By myself, I can look after 100 customers on one floor, and doing the bartender and do the kitchen side as well.
Johnny's hard work paid off, and his boss was so impressed that he sponsored his work permit, allowing him to stay in the UK. But after years of working in a restaurant, he aspired to have one of his own.
So I worked in that restaurant until 2010. Then I got an opportunity to open my own restaurant on number 18 Starward Street. When I opened my own restaurant, I just want to try to prove myself because I've been working in the food area industry for 10 years. To be a restaurant owner, it looks like a dream for all the people working in the restaurant.
But it was not long before Johnny realized the constraints in the restaurant trade.
So I took that chance and opened my own restaurant. But turns out that the Chinese restaurant business has got too many limitations. It's like a going down business. You got a limitation from the shelf, like a shelf experience, from the ingredients, all kinds of.
And his inherent business acumen told him that he had to look out for some other opportunities.
In 2012, one of my friends who was doing online sales sold me her business before she went back to China. She nearly gave up, but when she asked me, I said, okay, I can do it, I buy it, because I think the business got potential. At that time, the sales is only about £30,000 a year. After 6 years developing, last year, the total sales, including the China side, it reached £15 million. Okay, this is one of our warehouses. We have 3 warehouses like that. Overall is over 12,000 square feet. We have over 20 employees now, and we've been renting this place for more than 3 years. These are the products that the Chinese sellers store in our warehouse.
Yeah.
After the customers make purchase online in the UK, we dispatch them from our warehouse. Now we have over 10,000 production lines, and in the busy season, we dispatch like 6,000 items every day.
Wow. In addition to the overseas warehouse fulfillment, Johnny has also taken on the courier business, mainly serving Chinese customers in northeast England. But while new opportunities were developing, he was faced with some difficult choices to make.
In 2016, XTO Express, the major delivery company in China, they contacted me because they are looking for some representative in the northeast. So after negotiation, I became their partners in the northeast of England. And so our job is to fetch the package or the luggage from them and pack them in the warehouse and send back to China. So it's too busy for me, so I have to close down the restaurant.
Although Johnny has been a proud owner of 2 successful businesses, this was not something he had envisaged when he first arrived.
When I first came to UK, I just graduated from the university in China, in Shanghai. Totally green, totally a student. So I come here to do my study, to broaden my horizon, and plan to go back after I graduate. So never imagined I could stay here in the UK.
Looking back, Johnny said it was his diligence, coupled with his business education background, that has brought him to where he is today.
Yeah, one side is hardworking, but on another side is something to do with my education background, because I'm doing international trading in Shanghai, and also I'm doing international business management in the UK. I always keep contact with China, and I always open eyes for China, because during the last 16, 17 years, China was growing so faster. It's like a fast lane.
Apart from building up his own business empire, Johnny was also active in bringing the Chinese business communities together. As a result, in 2015, he co-founded the Northern Britain Chinese Entrepreneurial Association, also known as the NBCEA, and he has since become the president.
The key members of the association have lots of things in common. Like we all been here around 15 years at a time. We all set our own business. We all have a family, and we all think there is a good opportunities in the UK, and we all feeling that we should do something. We can do something at this time. So we decided to set up this organization.
With assistance from the China Foundation for Cultural Heritage Conservation, one of the association's biggest achievements was the restoration of the graves of 5 forgotten Chinese sailors who died in the 1880s in Newcastle.
In 2017, when we read the news on the internet, me and my colleague, we come here. On the first time we come here, we spent half day to find it, because we don't know where it is. Then when we saw it, 2 of them, the single one on both sides, 2 of them was actually limbed, and the 3 headstones in the front altogether was shattered and completely broken. As a people living in Newcastle, when we saw these things happening, naturally feel it's our responsibility to get that restored. The Chinese Foundation for Cultural Heritage Conservation also made aware of the situation. So they contacted us, and after initial discuss and surveying, we started launch this project in the 21st of June 2017. And together we make a crowdfunding. Its total cost is 460,000 RMB.
As an overseas Chinese, Johnny said he believes there's a huge significance of getting these Chinese sailors' tombstones restored in a foreign land.
The tombs is a testimony of history. To restore these tombs, these headstones, is the way to pay our respect to our ancestors, and also is the way to educating our children, to tell them where the history about China, to tell where they come from. So we think that's very important.
As someone who resides in the UK while maintaining close contact with his homeland, Johnny has his own interpretation of who the new Chinese are.
I think the Chinese people who comes many years ago, they more like a window. So through them, the Western country, the people, they can know about China, know about the Chinese culture. But when we talk about new Chinese people, I think they most like a bridge. They have good source and good understanding of both countries. They stay in China for a while, and they stay long term in the UK or in another country. Through them, the new technologies, the capitals, the goods, the information can go from one country to another one. So that's what they play the role in this time.
If you want to catch all our episodes on the New Chinese, please make sure you follow us on social media.